Hi everybody, it's Jenny, and today I'm sharing a card for missing stamps using the Cat People stamp set, which is a new addition to the Magic Collection. This set is made up of a grumpy caretaker and a not-so-nice professor, as well as a bunch of sentiments and a frame with a ton of customizable sayings. And for my card today, I'm going to start by stamping out some of the images. I'm going to use my stamping platform and stamp those onto some 80-pound Nina cardstock. And then once I had them all stamped out, I went ahead and colored them in with some Copic markers. And if you want to save some time, this set does come with some coordinating dies, but I just went ahead and fussy cut out all of the images. Once my images were finished, I just went ahead and set them aside and started to work on my background. And for my background, I'm going to be making a castle wall with some textured stones using the Cobblestone Stencil. And I'm going to start with some scattered straw distress oxide. And to create some shadows and dimension, I'm going to be using a few different colors and just adding them lightly to different areas of the stencil. Next step, I'm going to add in some antique linen. And then some old paper. Then I'm going to add some splatter with some walnut stain. And once the splatter is pretty much dry, I can remove the stencil, and I'm just going to go around the edges of my panel with some brushed corduroy. And that will finish up my castle wall, so I can start working on the floor. So I'm just going to start with this piece of gray cardstock. And I'm going to be using the brick pattern from the Perspective Floor Stencil. I'm going to start in the center with some Lost Shadow. And then I'm going to move on to the outer edge with some Hickory Smoke. And then some Black Soot. And I'm also going to use that and stipple it across the entire piece here to give some texture to the stones. Once the inking is done, I can go ahead and trim down my floor piece. And once I had that trimmed down, I wanted to darken up the edges a little more, so I brought back the Black Soot and just went along the sides. Once I had all my pieces complete, I started to bring them together and just see how everything was looking. And before I glued anything down, I wanted to create my sentiment. And I'm going to use the stamp that says, "Oh dear, are we in trouble now?" And I'm going to heat emboss that onto some black cardstock with some white detail embossing powder. Next up, I'm going to trim down that sentiment into a strip. And then I can start assembling my card panel and gluing everything in place. I decided to bring in the Punny Farm frame set so I could add some stitching around my panel, so I just ran that through my die cut machine. And then I finished attaching everything with some liquid glue, and I did pop up the Grumpy Caretaker with some foam tape. And then for the final step, I went ahead and created a card base. And then once I had that complete, I went ahead and glued down my card panel. And here is a closer look at my finished card. I had a lot of fun piecing together all the little elements in the frames, as well as creating this fun textured background. You can see all the products I use listed in the description box below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!